Were you the quiet one? Or are you the quiet one? Were you this kind of a student? Or are you this kind of a student who could not or who cannot raise up your hand in class, even if you knew or even if you know the answer? Have you been asked several times whether if you are okay? If answer is yes, then probably you are an introvert. So our today's conversation, my today's interest is about introversion. In my today's video, allow me to be the advocate of all the introverts because the society has failed to understand this kind of people. The society, in many scenarios, the society has failed to appreciate these people. The society has judged this kind of people for being timid, shy, and antisocial, because they don't understand that there is a temperament called introversion. Yet, the truth of the matter is most introverts are brave, intelligent, and very social. We just need to understand them, and especially on a personal level. Look at the following people. In the world of leadership, there is Barack Obama, there is Abraham Lincoln. In the world of entrepreneurship, there is Bill Gates, there is Elon Musk. In the world of entertainment, there is Michael Jordan, there is Michael Jackson. All these people are introverts. But unless you understand them on a personal level, you will never know them. You will never appreciate them. In the world of fashion, we have people like Kim Kardashian. These are introverts. Away from the stereotype that introverts are silent and they cannot express their opinions, introverts can love, introverts can lead, introverts can manage, and even introverts can socialize, even though it's only that they have some certain limits and boundaries that you need to understand. Away from the fallacies that introverts are boring, introverts can be lively and even fun. And I repeat, all you need to know is just to understand introverts, and especially on a personal level. You need to interact with them on a personal and deeper level. You need to know their boundaries. You need to know their limits. You need to know some of their features or some of their characters or their behaviors. Now, how will you know that somebody is an introvert? Number one, they enjoy being alone. Now, the society or some people think that when an introvert is alone, they think they are lonely. In fact, introverts feel lonelier in public setting or in social gathering, but they really enjoy that alone time. So you need to understand that. Number two, sign that somebody is an introvert. After a very long day of socializing, they need to be alone so that they can recharge their energy. You know, they get that energy from inside themselves. They don't get, unlike extroverts, they don't get that energy from other people. They get that energy from themselves. So after a lot of socializing, they need to be alone so that they can recharge that energy. And in most cases, you'll see most introverts, maybe after a meeting, they just disappear and vanish because they need to be alone. Number three sign that somebody is an introvert, they are good listeners. In most cases, introverts will just lend you their ears. And I want you guys to understand that this one does not mean that they don't like talking. They are good listeners, but the reason why some introverts will not interact with extroverts is because some extroverts think that introvert introverts just enjoy listening. They don't like talking. They like listening, but sometimes they also want to talk. So you need to understand that. Number four sign that somebody is an introvert, they dislike small talks. Once most introverts wants deep and meaningful conversation, not small talks. So once you understand this, anytime you introduce yourself to an introvert, you will go with a deep and meaningful conversation. Number five sign of an introvert is that they prefer writing than speaking. And you will see most scenarios, an introvert who is very silent in class or in social gathering or in meetings. But when it comes to social media, or when it comes to social media, they are very active. Or if you are interacting with an introvert, or on face-to-face conversation, you will find that they are just silent, they are not talking. But after some times, when you begin chatting with them, you will realize that they are very lively and they communicate a lot. So they prefer writing to talking. You need to understand that. Number six sign that somebody is an introvert is they only have one friend or two, or they have a very small circle of friends. The reason being they get exhausted, especially in big gatherings. So, and another reason is they don't like small talks. Therefore, connecting or making friendship sometimes becomes difficult, or sometimes they prefer somebody who understands them deeper, who understands them well. And with the society, people will just want to know you. Uh, People will not have that time to understand you better. So introverts prefer a very small circle of friends, and most of these friends are meaningful. Number seven sign, and the last one, is that they feel lonelier in public gathering or in social gathering. Why? Because introverts get their energy from themselves, not from other people. That's why the more they interact with people, the more they lose their energy, the more they become exhausted. Therefore, they start feeling lonely. So they need their alone time so that they can recharge their energy. So do not misunderstand this one with being antisocial. They just love, or they just enjoy. They just enjoy, or they just love that alone time. Now, if you feel that the above signs suits you, then it's a high time you need to you need to accept yourself and start working on yourself. Start living like an introvert. In most cases, many introverts do not accept themselves because of how the society or how other people view them. In most cases, you'll find some introverts even trying to fake their lives, start behaving like extroverts, trying to socialize, trying to put that plastic smile in social setting trying to introduce themselves to strangers, or even trying to talk a lot